touchdown. Bobcats, Davis Ragland, pick six. Feldman, that one will get in. That's a good point right there. A shot coming here. That's a goal. Lifted to left center field. Gets off the warning track into the wall. Transition three. Boom. Knocks that one down. And it's a goal. What a beautiful play. Dutton, look what I found over to first. It's a 3-on-1 all the way. Yes. There he goes. Bobcat Live returns here on KFJB-TV. And Dylan, I don't know. I think the last time I threw a party was when we had the unveiling of our gender party for my baby, who's now 7. But this is 7 months.
Yeah, there we go.
7 months.
I was like, it just was yesterday.
It feels like she's 7.
That, golf ball.
She's starting to try to walk before she's even mastered crawling. So she's not even crawling. She's trying to walk.
Just walk. Go straight forward. I like it.
Anyway, this is awesome. Thanks so much for coming out tonight, and appreciate your support for Bobcat Athletics. We got a big night. Dylan is going to sign his letter of intent tonight.
That's right. Here it is.
Is this it right now?
It is. I'm up at Bobcat Booster Club membership right here. Just went to Marshalltown Bobcat Booster Club on Facebook. Click the link, and it's pretty simple.
All right.
So we're going to do it
let's
right
do
here.
it. All right. Let's see it.
All righty. So you start with that email.
Oh, what's the email?
It is.
You never respond to my emails usually. I talked to you today. You're like, wait, I got an email?
Well, this is what I say. As I'm signing, I would let Lindsay introduce Lindsay in April. It'll take me about 45 seconds.
You're the newest board
Yeah, all right. This is what we're going to do. This is why we get paid the big bucks. So we are joined by April McKibben along with Lindsay Kusero, part of the Marshalltown Bobcat Athletic Booster Clubs. Lots of stuff going on. Lots of stuff happening. Can you tell people what you have out here tonight and maybe a couple things you have going on moving forward?
You bet. We have a Coach Appreciation Night. We thought we'd partner up with you guys and make sure that we show them some appreciation because sometimes that gets overseen, so we want to make sure they know how valuable they are to our Bobcat athletes and our Bobcat fans. So we are very happy to have a good crowd that joined us this evening as well.
Yeah, tonight it's lots of people.
Hey, first show.
That's why you do it preseason. But the high school isn't even ready yet, too. So we're in good company. But yeah, you said Coaches Appreciation. We see coaches and athletes from throughout throw the party first night out. And you're getting ready for some of the Bobcat Booster Club. I'd love to know what are the levels that people can sign up for the Booster Club.
You can be an individual, a family, or a business, and there's different levels. We have bronze, silver, gold, diamond, and platinum for businesses, and Bobcat Varsity Champion, All-American, Hall of Fame, and Legend.
Wow.
All righty, and with
I want to know when the next trivia is, because we had a lot of fun doing trivia for the boosters.
Yeah, trivia is holding trivia night on September 14th out at Elmwood.
Okay.
Cost is $250 for your team of 6. You can go to our Facebook page and sign up your team there. It's going to be a good time.
All right. You have kids, obviously. You just got one graduated in Caleb. You've got a senior this year as well, too.
Yep.
Why be a booster for any parent out there listening who is not?
Because we are vital in providing equipment, jerseys, lots of awesome stuff that are vital for our all of our athletes.
All right, so people can come right out here to the table just outside the show and get signed up and find out more, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Have you finished with your letter of intent?
I am officially a Bobcat booster, so it did happen.
Let's do it. Come on. There needs to be more booster enthusiasm here tonight.
I know.
It's your first night. You've got to get everybody fired up.
Here's the thing. You can do a credit card invoice. You can have a check right there, or you can have them to send it.
What's your credit card number, by the way?
It is 555-505. No, but absolutely, it's a big deal. One thing I wanted to shout out with the trivia, because I saw the softball headman right to my left.
Jason Bowers.
Right to my left, which is always the worst thing you can say descriptively. But a lot of the work of things like what the boosters do is to raise funds to help accentuate those jerseys, but also some facility things as well to really support really the great work that's happening throughout Bobcat Athletics.
Yeah, that is for sure. A lot of things going in a good direction. Ladies, thanks so much for coming on. Good to see you as always, and have fun tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll talk football when we come back with head coach Adam Goodvin. This is Bobcat Live from Wayward Social inside Rosie's on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Back in on Bobcat Live. Special tonight here is $2 off the large pizza. So be sure to say hi to Linda over here. Linda, give everybody a wave. Linda does not like the spotlight, but we like to give it to her anyway. Head coach Adam Goodvin on now with us on Bobcat Live, and a big return to the fall sports season. Great to see everybody out here tonight. I know a lot of anticipation this time of year. You guys have been going since the first week in August. Get going, but obviously it was much more than that. And I guess, you're coming off a 2-7 season. We talked to you, I think, week 9 after the Valley game, and you talked, and maybe it was on the Bobcat Live leading into week number 9, but you talked a little bit about how maybe off-season strength and conditioning, the way the programs run in the off-season maybe needed to change, and you were kind of laying out a few different things to make sure you guys stayed competitive. So how was off-season? How did that plan kind of formulate, and what kind of things did you change up?
Yeah, it was really good. We had a lot of guys in the program that participate in other sports too, so that's huge. We always want kids to compete. So, then on top of our off-season strength and conditioning, I think a lot of our issues last year had to do with our age. We were a very young team. We had very few older guys. So just kind of physically maturing from that standpoint was huge, while mixing in consistency in the weight room.
When you look at what other teams do versus kind of what you do, it's obviously you can only control yourself, but how much do you kind of look to other programs and see what they do and kind of like, hey, I like how we do this better, or they do that really good, let's implement those kind of things? Is that off-season, or is that kind of all year long that you look at those changes?
I think that's a year-round thing, and I think every single football coach and staff, they do that. They look at successful programs, and they want to pull some pieces from that to fit their program on an individual basis. And we've sort of done that. Both special teams, offensively and defensively, kind of pulled and adjusted things to fit our kids and hopefully put them in positions to be successful.
You lose some pivotal guys from the team a year ago. I look at a guy like Trayshawn Brooks. He was so much fun to watch and seemed like a pretty good team leader. You had Corey Smith, and could go on and on about some of the seniors in your class last year. Wasn't a big senior class, but it was a class that, had some real impactful players on it. Losing that, now you have your new senior class. How have they kind of taken over the reins coming into this year?
They're doing an outstanding job. It's not a huge class either, but it's a lot of kids that have played a lot of football in the past. So just bringing that experience every single day to practice is huge, because we do have a lot of younger guys that quite simply just haven't been around very much. So it starts with learning how to practice correctly, and then the effort piece, and That's kind of what we're doing here preseason is we're working on building habits that are going to last with us throughout the entire year.
Some changes to your coaching staff in the offseason. Go over those for us. I know Isaiah Cox, I believe he was a really good running back at Ottumwa. He's now on the staff.
Yeah, we had to replace 6 coaches program-wide, so we've got brand-new freshman staff. Kyle Stevenson, Josh Bunn, and Ryan Boley. They've done an awesome job with our 9th graders so far. At the varsity level, we brought in Isaiah Cox. He was an outstanding athlete, big wrestler and football player in high school. Fortunate to bring in my dad. He's coming in to coach offensive line for us. Brought in Ken Winkler to help with special teams.
Who retired from West Marshall a couple years ago, correct?
He's been helping out there the last few years,
yeah.
So it's a pretty cool opportunity for him to come over, join our staff, and coach with his son. So that's been fun so far. And, as a staff, we joke all the time, we're just trying to be sponge when we're around him. He's forgotten more football than we know. So, we're trying to take everything in we possibly can. And on top of that, I'm trying to think, was that 5 guys?
Yeah, at least 5.
So
I'm trying to remember. I wrote down a few names to get us started, but when you look at kind of assembling the coaching staff with now people don't know implementing a new offense, what is that transition like? Not only do the guys have to meet or see what the expectations are from new coaches, but obviously you're implementing a new offense. So how's that transition gone for you?
Yeah, it all started back in early spring. We knew early on, late fall, early winter, that we needed to make a change. We didn't have a true identity in what we were trying to do offensively. So we did a lot of research, talked to a bunch of staffs and found a bunch of resources, and we made the change and introduced it to the kids in the early spring. And, they bought in, and so far, they've been showing up all summer, and then this preseason, they've done an outstanding job, So you never know when you make a huge change like that what high school kids are going to think, but so far they're embracing it, and they're doing an outstanding job.
I know you're talking to Dylan a little bit, and he shared with me that you kind of maybe in that search for an identity offensively, kind of maybe midway through last year, you kind of realized that maybe there was a little bit of lack of identity.
Yeah, I think we caught ourselves way too often just kind of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what stuck, and I think the reason for that is me not being very smart, and I think with young guys, it's tough. You can go in with hopes of and a vision of what you want to accomplish, but when you struggle with that, you got to have answers. So I think this is going to allow us to have some answers when things go wrong and be able to adjust much easier.
So tell me a little bit about the new offense, or at least the style of it.
Yeah, it's an old school flex bone, and we feel like it fits our kids well. And we feel like we've got some kids, I know a lot of people hear that and they think, oh man, they're just going to run the ball 100 times a game, 100% of the time, within a game. But we also feel like we can be different in the fact that we've got 2 quarterbacks that can really throw the football as well. So we feel that that's going to give us a little balance in order to keep some defenses on their heels and in order to move the ball and score.
You returned a starting quarterback who had plenty of games. Xavier Anderson played a little bit underneath center, but then Jacob Hayes was, I think, week 3 or so, kind of took over that helm at the quarterback spot. You also mixed in a freshman late in the season, Jamison Niehaus. Yep. So that's kind of your quarterback battle right now in camp?
Yeah, it's and it all started early spring. When we first started talking about this offense, they're both learning it the best they can, and then all summer, both kids have done outstanding. And I was telling some of the other coaches, I think this is truly the first time we had a real quarterback battle. Both these kids look outstanding. They're picking up things great. They're asking questions and truly getting better every single day. And so that's a good feeling for a coach, to feel confident in 2 guys under center to lead our offense.
So how many running backs might we see in the mix then?
A bunch. And that's also a good thing because a lot of those guys are going to have to play defense and special teams as well. So and they're guys that could easily be our first team guys, but we've got to start somebody, and we got to do a really good job of rotating and keeping them fresh.
Is this something similar to what you ran in high school and college, or are you familiar with it or not really?
Yeah, I mean somewhat. I'm familiar with some of our schemes. but for the most part, it's just been a lot of research this off season and talking with some other staffs and stuff. So
is it one of those things where you flip on like academy football, Army, Navy, or is it more like a Georgia Tech, or you see Air Force kind of runs these offenses?
Yeah, some of those academies kind of have pulled away from it a little bit. You'll see them going gun and some more spread concepts, but Navy's under center in their true flex bone. You watched the Division II National Championship game last year, Harding University. They were flex bone. They were 13-0, so they do a lot do things.
They were averaging like 500 rushing yards a game or something insane like that,
and their defense was amazing too, so good program. But Georgia Tech too, similar.
Yeah. So this year, you reversed the schedule from a year ago, so that means 5 home games, plus you start out the season, first 2 weeks of the year, you're at home. Mason City at home, and then Cedar Rapids, Jefferson, week number 2. How nice is that to know you're starting at home, you get a couple to back like that?
Yeah, it's awesome. I think, in the back of my mind, I'm worried because we don't get a practice going on the road before we really do, and that can be tough for some high school kids to get used to. But I'm not complaining. Being home's great. I know our lower levels are playing a bunch of home games too. I think our 9th grade only plays 2 road games. So it's going to be a lot of fun this fall.
On the defensive side of things, you had some guys who really made an impact last year. Johan Gomez on the edge. When he was able to get back and he was in there, he was a disruptor. And I felt like that really helped Ignacio Macias. He made some really good plays, came up with some fumbles, big key plays against Ottumwa and Valley and things like that. So how do you feel defensively? Because it always starts usually with that line of scrimmage.
Oh, I feel great about our defense right now. I think everyone's pretty optimistic this time of the year.
Yeah.
But going back this offseason and watching film, there are numerous times I'll stop film and I'm thinking, every single kid out there right now is coming back this year. So that's a good feeling. But yeah, up front wise, Owen Eaton and Nacho and Lincoln Barker and Gomez, those guys, they've done an outstanding job not only last year but so far this preseason. And when they do their job, it makes it really easy on our returning linebackers as well.
Yeah. Any other position battles that you're kind of looking forward to here in the next week? You're going to scrimmage Cedar Rapids, Washington tomorrow night. Will that kind of give you a little bit of better idea where you stand?
Yeah, it definitely will. It's our kids are eager to go out there and compete against someone other than ourselves, getting them on film and seeing what we're doing well at the moment, and being able to make adjustments in a week, and hopefully someone can surprise us. That's going to help not only our team as a whole, but depth too, our depth as well. So we'll see.
I saw bring a Gatorade out for admission tomorrow. What's tomorrow night look like?
Yeah, so our 9th graders will scrimmage at 5:45. They're going to play 4 7-minute quarters running clock. And then our JV varsity guys will play at 7 o'clock. We're going to play 2 quarters, regular quarters. Special teams are dead, but we'll run through it and get our work in. So it'll be fun.
And then week number 1 right around the corner. We'll preview that next Thursday here on Bobcat Live. Thanks for the time tonight, Coach. Good luck.
Yeah, appreciate it. Good
to
be
back.
Back.
Yeah, good to be back. That is for sure, as the season kicks off a week from tomorrow. And you'll catch that game right here on KFJB-TV. This is Bobcat Live from Rosie's inside Wayward Social on KFJB-TV.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you want to kick off football season in a new recliner, pass the bread at a beautiful new dining set, or lay up on a luxurious sectional sofa, McGregor's is the right play. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from their friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selections at McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
Welcome back in. Bobcat Live from Wayward Social inside Rosie's. And be sure to ask about how you can give back as you pay your bill here tonight, as proceeds going to benefit the school district. So check that out here tonight, plus that pizza deal as we're inside Rosie's and Wayward Social. And now Jacob Hayes for the Marshalltown Bobcats. He is a junior quarterback. How are you? Good. Thanks so much for coming out tonight. And we had a chance earlier this week to kind of get out and about and get our shoot get together and get ready for our game one, week number 1 against Mason City. And you and 5 other guys, we went around town and getting ready for that. Was it kind of fun for you to be able to get out and about and really kind of feel like, hey, the season's almost here, right?
Yeah, it made it feel a little more real. Before that, it was kind of like, we're just practicing, going through it. But
yeah. All right, so last year you got plenty of games underneath your belt. The Davenport game was your first game that you started, and I was kind of going over the stats from last year, looking it over, and I was like, oh yeah, man, 9 touchdown passes. You almost had 1,000 yards passing last year, and you had a really nice connection with Trayshawn Brooks throughout the year. Yeah. So is there a different guy that's kind of, since he graduated, is there another guy that's really stepping up you're kind of building that chemistry with?
Kyle Smith.
Yep. I can see that. You guys are close on the basketball court as well, too, right?
Yeah. I mean, we always go out and throw together and stuff like that, so it's kind of natural to build some chemistry.
Yeah. So you obviously played basketball with him a year ago. You guys are in the same grade. Is he he's a sophomore this year?
No, he's in my grade.
He's in your grade? Okay. Yeah. All right. I was thinking he was a year younger than you. But, as you guys build that chemistry, how big do you think that is when you get out there on the football field? What kind of role does that play, being able to know your teammates like that?
It's really important, I think, because we can kind of tell what each other's going to do. I mean, not literally. That's not – you know what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, we kind of can see each other, what we're trying to do, and, like, if he's calling for the ball, I can kind of tell when he's going to break and stuff like that. Just because we've done it so many times.
So, Coach talked a little bit about a quarterback battle in camp right now, you and Jamison Niehaus. How's that battle going? I mean, at the end of the day, you're still teammates, right?
Yeah. Try and keep it friendly, but obviously it's still competitive. We still push each other all the time, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Last year, Xavier Anderson started, and then you took over the reins. So being able to, kind of experience that once, and then now you've got to battle for that job. I'm sure that's something that, has to help, right? You kind of went through that a little bit before.
Yeah, I mean, and even with that, the competition, it keeps me pushing. I can't settle for anything because I got to always go out and work hard all the time, because I can't slack off. What
do you think of the new offense?
I think it's gonna be nice. I think it's gonna get us a lot more open looks, runs, passes, all that kind of stuff. So a lot more space.
So when you look at implementing a new offense, what was your strategy? Were you just reading over plays over and over, or do you think camp and being able to kind of see how plays come together has worked?
I would say camp was a big part of it, but also before that, we were working stuff in the off season, throughout the summer, throughout the school year. Even last year, we started working it too. So I think that helped out a lot.
Coming into this year, kind of what's your expectations or team expectations as far as, coming off a 2-7 year, you guys want to improve on that? How do you go about doing that? What's your goals?
I mean, first off, we just got to be more at it at practice every day. We got to always bring the same effort. That was something that was lacking last year. Some days we kind of just come in, go through the motions, and kind of go home and just not worry about it. Mm-hmm. But this year we're being a lot more focused, a lot more energy, flying around. So I think that's where it all starts, and then after that, everything will fall into place.
Yeah. I love football, but I always love basketball as well, too. I mean, I love college basketball, love high school basketball, and I know you're a basketball guy. I talked to Kyle Smith. I know he loves basketball. So is that something you're still working on, even though football's going on, or is basketball kind of on the back burner, and once we get past football, then you start thinking about that kind of thing?
Football's the main focus, but I still go and shoot and stuff like that. A lot of times with Kyle too, so we're still getting work in that way.
Nowadays, it seems like some sports go year-round. Is that hard to manage when you're thinking about classes and football and all that kind of stuff?
I mean, at first, but once you kind of get into it, it just kind of becomes your routine. It's not that hard. So.
Yeah. You think, like, as a freshman, you kind of learn a lot of that?
Yeah, most freshman year you learn, how to deal with it, how to manage your schoolwork, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Then by the time you're a sophomore or junior, it's kind of just natural.
Yeah, for sure. Big crowd here tonight. Appreciate everybody for coming out here to Bobcat Live. Last question for you. I know we talked about you're involved with basketball, but what other kind of activities are you involved in throughout the school year?
Other than those two, just track for now, yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right. Working on that speed a little bit.
Yep.
Hey, it's Jacob Hayes, quarterback for the Marshalltown Bobcats, out here with us here at Bobcat Live. Thanks so much. Good luck this season, all right?
Thank you.
All right. Hey, and watch for Jacob in our video in our broadcast coming up next Friday night, as well as we look to bring you that one 7:30 as the Mason City Riverhawks will be in Marshalltown. And you can catch that one for pregame coverage starting at 6:30 right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Life can take unexpected turns. Maybe you started college, but life got in the way. At Marshalltown Community College, we understand. It's never too late to chase your dreams. Come back to where your journey began. Rediscover your passion for learning and let us help you achieve your goals. Schedule a visit today at MarshalltownCommunityCollege.com.
Marshalltown Community College, a step in the right direction.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce reminds you that when you shop locally, you are benefiting members of our community and adding to our local community overall. You'll find local business owners are generally more knowledgeable, provide better service, and even know their customers by name. Marshalltown Area Chamber of Commerce exists to be an advocate for our business community. Membership in the Chamber benefits your business and adds to the strength of our advocacy efforts. For more information on shopping locally and Chamber membership, go to marshalltown.org.
Back in on Bobcat Live. Thanks for joining us tonight here at Wayward Social inside Rosie's. And, you see the big crowd coming out here tonight. We appreciate the support. And I apologize. I don't know what's going on. We've been battling this feedback the whole night. It's all right, though. First show and first show ever for Jen O'Neill. Give it up. New volleyball head coach for the Marshalltown Bobcats. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing really good.
Good.
And the season gets underway Tuesday for you.
Yep.
Camp, how's it been going so far?
Great. Actually, we started our two-a-days on August 12th. First official date we could start, and we had 2 weeks of two-a-days. I think they're glad this morning was our last morning practice. So we had a little fun, did a little scavenger hunt, had some donuts, and we're ready to go.
Okay, well, that's never a bad way to have a practice go. How's it been this year? I mean, it's your first year. I know you've worked at some of the lower levels, so some of these ladies on the team might be already familiar with you, right?
Yes. Most of them, I think, know who I am. It's been going really, really well. I think one of the greatest gifts that we have right now is we have a lot of returning seniors. We have 9 seniors, actually, and so our leadership, I couldn't ask for more. They're doing such a good job bringing our whole entire team together, and they set the tone every day for what we do, and it's going great. I couldn't ask for a better start.
So what do you look out of like a senior group, for example, the 9 of them, to be able to lead? What ways are you hoping they lead and have shown that they're leading for you?
They have definitely shown it by embracing the kids who are maybe just coming into our program, the freshmen, sophomores and juniors. They're really doing a good job of including everyone, encouraging everyone. We do a lot of drills together in the beginning to build skills, and you won't go across any court and not hear them cheering each other on. I think that's my favorite part. They also display their leadership when they're on the court together. So we talk a lot about how they are the role models and the way that they're communicating together on the court, the effort that they're giving on the court. They are displaying that as a leadership role too. So I'm thrilled right now. So
how do you think that translates to out there on game day?
I think easily.
Yeah.
We practice the way we want to play. Actually, one of my players exactly said that on the court yesterday. Hey, we're going to practice the way that we play. So I think going into it with that mindset and the effort that they're putting in it's just going to be a habit. It's going to be seamless, and I'm looking for some really good things to happen. Yeah,
second in the Iowa Lions Conference North a year ago. How do you kind of improve on that and take a next step forward?
I think that we're doing a lot of things to just elevate what we had last year. We've really talked about how we can clean up our passing, how we can quicken up our offense. So I think that it's no question it's going to be different from last year and even better than we could hope for. So
Kaylee Pashong steps aside and you step in. Did you
kind of take some pieces from what she did and kind of like you mentioned, that groundwork and just kind of improving on it.
Yeah, for sure. Kaylee's been a great support. I reach out to her, with different questions, different resources that she has used, and she actually texted me the night before practice and said, have a great season, thinking about you, and it's been really great to have her support. In addition, I have, Marsha Schultz and Jeremy Nichols as returning coaches, and so that's been really, really helpful too. And then bringing on Casey Moberly and Haley Vegert, I just have a stellar staff. I think that really contributes to what we'll see in our success.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, maybe a new head coach comes in, but the transition, I'm sure, for everyone is easier when you do have that support staff. So how much do you lean on them, like on game days, for example? Is there an outside hitter coach or a setter coach or that kind of thing for you?
Yeah, I think on game days, we're going to be taking some stats. They're going to be helping with that. I definitely will have somebody watching the other team as they're warming up to give us some pointers. We'll do a lot of scouting ahead of time. We'll do that with the girls too, so they can kind of see some tendencies and we can talk through that game plan. But yeah, they're crucial to what we do on a daily basis, but especially when we get into those matches.
So Fort Dodge, your first opponent of the season. What are you kind of getting ready for Tuesday night?
So we have watched a little bit of film from last year. Obviously, we don't have a whole lot to look at this year yet because no one's really played.
Yeah.
But we can look at Bound and look at their roster, see who's returning, kind of see what tendencies they had last year. And we can also reflect on how we played against them last year and what are some of those things that we really need to fine tune, get better at, so that we go into that match totally prepared and ready and hopefully stun them a little bit with what we have.
Of course, you can watch that game right here on KFJB-TV on Tuesday night, 7:15 is match start. Looking forward to bringing you that one. First coverage of the year of volleyball as the season tips off, and we've got our full schedule at 1230kfjb.com. You can check that out as well as we're looking forward to the season coming up. Last question for you, Coach. Gabby Estabrook is coming up next in our next segment. What have you seen out of the seniors? She was a real big leader stat-wise. She was leading a lot of the categories. She was tops on the team in assists last year.
Yeah, I think Gabby leads in a lot of ways, not just in the stat column. She is, I think I joked about this the other day at practice. When Gabby came out, we went to a scrimmage. I'm like, okay, so what do you think about this? It's almost like having a head coach or a coach right next to me, an assistant coach right next to me, because Gabby sees the court really well, and she really, really does a good job of also helping our setters who are still developing, working with them and their skills, and she leads our breakdown every time we have a huddle. So yeah, I am. Again, I just feel blessed to have this group of girls. I've told them that too, and all the seniors and their great leadership, and Gabby's definitely up there with that.
And I was just at the volleyball court on Tuesday. We had a shoot with the girls as well, and you were also making a TikTok on student section involvement, I guess. So
yeah,
I've heard some rumblings.
Excited.
We were not the best student section in the Iowa Alliance.
Man. Well, guess what? We will be this year.
Just kidding.
We definitely will be this year.
But they had some cheer ideas and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they've taken that head on. We're now on all the socials, and they're really loving to do the TikToks, and then we're sharing them on everything else. Obviously, you guys are laughing at me. I must be saying that wrong. No, but
are you on TikTok?
I am. Yes, I don't post anything. Okay. I just do it for entertainment.
You're just a viewer.
These guys are actually entertaining me with the things that they do. Be looking for more, because there's more to come. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks so much for coming out. Your first ever Bobcat Live. Give it up. Jen O'Neill with us here tonight. We'll talk to Gabby Estabrook coming up next as Bobcat Live continues right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
At Greg Young Automotive, we go the extra mile for our customers across Iowa. Why do customers choose us and keep coming back? Because our commitment to exceptional service and satisfaction never wavers. With our extensive network of dealerships throughout Iowa, we leverage unbeatable pricing and offer a better inventory selection than other dealerships. Visit any of our 6 locations across the state and experience the Greg Young difference, where we'll go the extra mile for you.
Some drivers trade cars every year or every other year. Some drive their cars till they drop. Whatever kind of driver you are, Lennox Employees Credit Union is here to get you into the car for your style of driving. You're invited to go to our website, lennoxecu.com, for membership eligibility and loan rates, or call the office to talk to a loan officer. The loan process is quick and easy. Low auto loan rates from Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA.
Back in at Bobcat Live. I see some cross-country runners back there and also some volleyball team here as well. Who's out here from the volleyball team, Gabby?
Gabby Estabrook, and also the rest of the team. Sorry.
Now we definitely know who you are.
Yep.
That's good. Welcome to Bobcat Live. Who we got out there on the team?
We've got all the seniors, all the rest of the supporters, varsity.
You are taking the easy road here. I want names.
Oh, we've got Lainey, Madison, Olivia, Harper, Lauren, Kinsley, Bella, Kate, Ellie, Sydney.
Raise your hand. She might not be able to see. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, an A.
That's funny. That's good stuff. Thanks so much for coming out. Appreciate it. Last time I really had a chance to talk to you, we were out on the golf course.
Yep.
On hole 2.
Yeah.
At the Legion.
Yeah.
And I think you parred that, a par 5. You didn't?
No.
You got a bogey?
I think I had a double.
Oh, you had a double.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Well, I just remember everything for me was horrid, and then I hit a hole in one.
Yeah.
Completely saved the round, by the way. All right, so I think I reached out to your grandma.
Okay.
And I never heard back, so maybe I don't really know if I reached the right person. But I wanted to thank her because I found out through multiple channels I got a really cool towel congratulating me on my hole-in-one.
Oh, yeah, that would be her.
Apparently, she makes those for everyone.
Yeah,
so
she does.
Thank you, Grandma. I just wanted to say that was really awesome. It made my day. That was such a cool thing. And that's why I think, like, the golf community here, we're going to talk about boys golf coming up, but girls golf as well. I know we're supposed to be talking about volleyball, but we got sidetracked here. But it's just really fun to see how committed, like, a lot of the families are here in the town about the sport of golf.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, we've got a lot of supporters out there. I know my grandparents are huge. All the parents on the team are huge. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that is for sure. All right, so I'm sure they are supporting volleyball, though, right now, because that's in season.
Oh, yeah, they're super excited to come to games. Yeah.
Well, have you ever had them out at your golf meet, though? Like, it's easy to come to a volleyball game. You know, anybody can come.
Yeah.
But the golf, like, I never had a parent come to my golf match.
Oh, my grandpa never misses a tournament.
Really?
Yeah, he comes to every single one, no
Does
matter
he walk the hole?
the weather,
Really?
Yeah, he usually gets a cart, but if he has to walk, he will. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, luckily you don't have to have a cart to go to watch the volleyball matches.
Yeah.
So Coach talked about you being one of the leaders on the team. Obviously, stat-wise, you come back. You had 340 assists, 123 digs, 39 aces a year ago. Kind of a master of all. Kind of. I'm like a master of all, jack of all, or master of none, jack of all trades. There we go. Dylan's laughing because I got the quote wrong. Anyway, but that's not you. But are you the libero this year, or what's going to be your role?
No, I'm a setter.
Okay, you're just going to be a setter this year.
Yep,
okay.
That's all I do.
Okay, all right. That's all you do.
Yep.
That's not all you do.
Yeah, like I set and I pass, but like
Yeah.
my main role
Yeah.
is a setter.
And usually as a setter, you're not – I mean, you get a good amount of serves.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So if we win the flip or whatever,
Okay.
and we choose serve, then I'll start serving most of the time. And then if we lose, then we'll go into serve receive. But
You want to be a libero?
No.
Does anybody want to be a libero?
I know a few of our girls love being a libero. It's
Okay.
great for them, but not necessarily for me.
All right, so what's the biggest thing as a setter? You got to be positioned right. Is that the main focus at first when you're receiving a serve?
Yeah, so your first goal is to get a good pass from either one of the other passers that are on the court, or if it does come to you, you pass it up to another passer. But as a setter, what you do is you just set to the hitter so that they can get a good hit, hopefully a good kill. But it's also about running a good offense. So like choosing what sets to set at certain times to throw the other side off. Yeah.
Okay, so like I played football, so like you either have like an A or B gap, or some have some different terminology depending on what football you play. But anyway, I heard like 6 and 9 were different. Like, is that different avenues to where you're going to try to spike the ball after it's being set?
Yeah, so the goal is to give each of your hitters like a certain number. So for right side, I usually give them a 6 or a 9, and then on the outside, it's like a 5, middle is like a 1. And then you can also switch it up a little bit, and then so that way you're running a good offense, again, to trick the other team and get the play running quicker.
I think 1 would be the hardest because that's usually where their blockers are, right?
Yeah.
The middle hitters?
For 1s, we work a lot on setter-hitter connection because that's huge, and middles are definitely the hardest to get connected, so that's why we practice that a lot. But, yeah.
And I was putting you to work the other day setting.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to get her to do the one where you set it, but you go on the backside, and they come around. I thought that would look really cool.
Yeah.
But it's all those different plays that, I mean, how do you know what one to call beforehand, or is it just a little bit of a chess match and a guess game?
So it depends if you want to run like quicker sets or slower sets, but at the same time, we look a lot on the other side of the court, seeing like where we have larger blocks, what's going to be harder to get around those blocks, or what holes are open on their side of the court. So that makes it easier to decide which set to set.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
She knows volleyball. Okay, so what's harder, volleyball or golf?
Both. They've all got their challenges.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's better, the perfect set, or like getting a birdie?
Personally, for me, I like a perfect set.
Oh.
And if we get a perfect kill, then it's super fun.
It's a good feeling, yeah. And everybody.
All the celebration with the team makes it super fun. But birdies are great too.
I mean, you can celebrate on the golf course, but people might look at you a little.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Gabby Estabrook, give it up for her here tonight on Bobcat Live. Great job. Good to see you as always.
You too.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll take a timeout. We come back. We'll talk boys cross country right here on KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live here on KFJB-TV. Brandon Lewis with you as cross country on the docket. Chad Pedic, head coach, with us. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. How has running been going? I saw the guys were there early on Tuesday morning. I think you were out there early getting after it before the heat of the day was starting to set in.
We had a great summer. I think we had 6 guys put in over 300 miles.
Wow.
We averaged about 12 or 14 guys a day. We had a fantastic, and to do 300 miles, that's 6 days a week. They put in the time this summer. So.
Wow, that is that's a lot of miles. Sorry about that. I've been fighting that all show. Anyway, John, how many miles did you log?
I don't know, but it was over 320.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So what's that like? I mean, I'm sure there's some days you get up and you're like, I do not want to run today.
Yeah, it can be brutal, but
yeah,
I enjoy it a lot.
That's good. I mean, you have to enjoy it to be able to do it. So what do you get out of it the most? What do you really enjoy about running like this in competitive racing?
Well, I like starting off because it's really difficult, but once you start running more, it gets easier and easier, and then once you do it, then all the hard work pays off once the season starts.
Yeah. So your times, how have they kind of looked heading in compared to where maybe you were at the end of last year?
I'm definitely really far ahead. I hope we can, how do I want to say this? We're doing good. We did lose James Johnson last year, but we're still looking at going to state as a team.
Yeah. That's all. I mean, you got to have goals. You got to have that mindset, all that kind of stuff. And cross country is one of those sports we've talked with Chad is like kind of peaking at the right time. So just because you start somewhere might not be your end result. So how do you kind of keep that in mind and in check and keep everybody on the same page? Because I'm sure in cross country it can be somewhat, discouraging if your times aren't there week in and week out.
No, you just keep going. That's all I got to say.
Because coach will make you keep going, right?
Yeah, well, cross country, the best thing about it is everyone's supportive. Like, there's no getting down on each other. We're always there for each other.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
And times are somewhat misleading. The courses are different.
Yeah.
Weather is different. It's not in a controlled environment. So really, we focus more on competition. If you were close to this runner last week from Roosevelt or Valley or something, how did he run? How did you run? So we don't focus too much on times, as much more on the competition side of it.
In the courses, in the layout, and I know your first one of the season is going to be at MCC at home, and you guys really like your course that you have. So knowing the courses, I'm sure, is key, but being comfortable in that course is also another point. So aside from running, is there anything else that you can do that you kind of help make yourself feel comfortable?
So we practice on our course a lot. We practice running curves, running straight line, running, just breaking the course down. I always tell them once they leave the starting line, they're their own coach. I can't coach anymore once that gun goes off. And so we practice that. We practice rolling over hills, how to attack the course. And it's definitely an advantage. We saw that last year at districts for sure. We had a big advantage over several other teams running on our home course.
So, John, what other activities, what other things do you do during the year? I believe you do track, right?
Yeah, I do track. I just do cross country and track, and then in between, just run. Yeah, that's all I do.
And I'm sure you work in a little time to study and things like that too, right?
Yeah.
What is there much of a difference between? I mean, aside from running on a track and running on a course, is there? Do you kind of prepare the same way, or is it different since? If you're doing long distance or short distance in track?
The training can be similar, but there's definitely a big difference once you hit the track. It's a lot of, like for cross country, for me, it's a little more natural since I've been doing it a little bit longer, but track, it's a lot.
Yeah. So did you have family or anybody that also ran cross country?
No.
No, you're the first?
Yeah.
All right. So what does everybody in your family think of cross country? Are they kind of amazed with your ability to go out and run the distance?
They're very supportive.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then when we get T-shirts, if we make it to state, my mom buys the whole family.
That's awesome. Chad, what do you think of the support? And he talked about it a little bit there, but that support system in the athletes, because they got a lot going on. It's not only cross country, but schoolwork and family life and all that.
From their families, we have fantastic support. We had a work day last weekend, and I think about 25 or 28 people out there trimming the trees, working. So the cross-country family really is one big family. They do a great job providing these guys with spaghetti dinners and meals for the bus rides home, and making sure they have Gatorade after meets, things like that. So we have a great support system from our families. It's fun.
Yeah,
definitely fun.
What's it like on your day that your day of run that you compete? What kind of things are you eating or hydrating, and then what's it like post race?
Well, pre-race for sure, getting at least 9 hours of sleep, bringing your own food to school, not trying to hate on the school lunch, but it is better to pack different food. Definitely stay hydrated. Water. Post race, always go on a recovery run after, and then more rest.
Yeah.
So a lot of rest.
Yeah. So you're going to be at home next week on Thursday, right?
Yes.
To get the season started on your home course. Tell me about next Thursday.
12 teams, pretty competitive. We'll be pretty competitive with most of the teams there. We started this meet years ago as kind of a pre-run the course before our big meet, which will be in 3 weeks when we invite 26 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of just most teams use it as a time trial. We allow people to run 12 in varsity instead of 7, and it's just kind of an early season, see where you're at kind of test.
Yeah. What's it like as a coach preparing for, you said how many other 26 teams?
26.
Yeah. What's it like preparing against, getting your team ready to go against that many teams? I mean, there's got to be some unknown.
We just take a lot of pride in that meet. It's the biggest one in the state of Iowa. They come from Eastern Iowa. Eastern Iowa flexes their muscles against Central Iowa. We'll have 14 or 15 ranked teams there. It's just exciting.
Yeah.
This year we'll have a competitive team for that meet, which makes it even better. We should be right in the middle of that field or top half of that field for sure. So yeah, it's fun. It's a really neat experience. Great for Marshalltown. Great for our community.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, great to always bring that many people here to showcase your community. That's for sure. So, thanks as always. Good to see you, Chad, and best of luck this year. All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Chad Pedic, John Moeller's with us here on Bobcat Live. We talk girls cross country when we come back right here on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
Back in on Bobcat Live. Thanks for coming out tonight. As a big crowd here tonight, we appreciate that as always. We've got boys golf coming up in just a little bit, but right now, girls cross country here tonight as we welcome in Kim Hurley, new head coach for girls cross country. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. Thanks so much for coming on tonight. Tell me a little bit about taking over. Stacey O'Hare last year, she steps aside, and now you take the reins. And how's that transition been for you, coaching the ladies?
Well, one of the greatest benefits I have is being able to work alongside Chad Pedic. He was the girls' high school track coach, and so he knows most of the girls. He knows what their training has been. And so just being able to collaborate with him has helped me kind of pick up where he left off.
Yeah, and obviously, Chad, a huge commitment to running in general as far as cross country and track goes. So being able to work with the ladies, what's that been like to get ready for the season start next Thursday?
You know, we've really been focusing on building relationships and just creating a culture of connectedness. We've also been really working on making sure that we're having a healthy lifestyle. So we're out there running, but we're also talking about the need to be sleeping for 8 to 10 hours a night, and we're talking about our food is actually our fuel, and it's not diet time during cross country, and making sure that we're hydrating and all of those just foundational pieces of health, along with the running and the conditioning.
Yeah, it can be kind of a grind on the body, right?
It can be.
Yeah. We have Emerson Eastman and Anessa Morrison with us here tonight on Bobcat Live. How are you, ladies?
Good. I'm doing well.
Good. All right, so both of you are juniors, right?
Yes.
All right, so what's the off season been like? I'll start with you.
I did track this year.
Yep.
So I kind of had that to build off of. And then during the summer, I was able to train with the boys with their summer running a little bit just to help stay consistent and just keep going off of what I had built from track, just try not to lose that, and transfer it into cross-country season.
Yeah. So all summer, are you running?
Yeah.
After cross-country season, I kind of went down and stopped running, but then I built it back up. And then this summer, it was hard to get up early to go on those runs.
Yeah.
But I made sure that I at least got some miles in.
Yeah. So what's like a goal that you usually try to do? Go out and run 1, 2, 3, 10 miles?
3 to 5 miles typically.
Yeah.
I was trying for like 5 to 7 normally, like on a daily basis.
Yeah. Is there a good baseline that there should be kind of coming into a season? Should you be good, doing 5 miles consistently pretty good to at least get the season started?
That would be really nice if they had a 5 to 6 mile foundation before we started. Our season didn't start until August 5th, so we have a few girls that had that benefit of running with the boys this summer.
Yeah.
But a lot of girls just started 2.5 weeks ago, and we just don't have the foundational base miles yet. But that's what we're working on.
So being able to know that you still have another week until the season starts, what's kind of your focus in this last week to make sure you're ready to go for Thursday?
We've really been working on setting their race pace, and we are doing VO2 max runs where the girls really try to get into the sync so that race pace is comfortable. And then hopefully when the meet comes, they feel comfortable and ready to go.
I was just talking to John about pre race rituals. Is there anything that either of you do that kind of gets you ready to go for the race that night?
A big thing for me is calming my nerves, because I'm a big person where my mentality makes a big difference in how I race. So just thinking about how I want the race to go and how I feel, it makes a big difference for me. Mm-hmm. So I try to not get too freaked out before races.
Yeah, for sure. Anything you do?
I kind of do the same thing as Anessa. I just make sure that I don't really stress about it a lot, that it'll happen. Whatever happens.
Yeah. Anessa, I think we had you on Bobcat Live last year, right? And, how do you feel now with, your cross-country experience heading into the season versus heading into last year?
This year I have a lot more to build off of. I had track to kind of build my foundation and keep going from last cross-country season. And then I stayed consistent throughout the summer, which was a really big change. That made a big difference, I think, for me. So I feel a lot more confident heading into this season and just a lot better about where I'm at. I think it's going to go better than last year, hopefully.
Yeah. What other activities are you involved in throughout the year? I know you mentioned track as well.
Yeah. I'm mainly into running. That's what I've been focusing on. Okay. That's a big thing in my family. So that's the main focus right now.
Yeah, awesome. Emerson, what about you? What other activities are you involved in?
I did track. I did cross country last year. I started it, and I didn't do track, but I'll definitely be doing track this year. I don't know. I just find running fun and enjoyable.
Yeah. Well, I told my wife, she ran cross country as well, and I said I can't relate. I never could do that kind of thing, so I just stuck to golf. But it's one of those things where I'm sure that as you work more and more with these ladies, that getting them, like Anessa mentioned, just about being sure that you're kind of cool, calm, collected for that race day, that kind of thing. I know you already talked a little bit about that as far as the preparation, as far as food and taking care of your body, but kind of juggling all those different aspects with school and home life and all that kind of stuff. We talked a little bit earlier too with the cross-country team for the boys, but there can be a lot on the plate for everybody that maybe not everybody's thinking about. They just show up and watch cross-country, but there's a lot of other things to go into it, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a busy time of year. I know for me, I've been at the agency Central Rivers for the last 6 years, and I get the privilege of going back to the classroom. So getting my classroom ready and getting our team ready to go has been very busy, but very rewarding.
Yeah, I bet so. That's awesome.
These are 15 of the greatest kids I've ever worked with, and it's a joy.
Yeah, that's awesome. So numbers good all the way through varsity and into the lower levels too?
We have 5 seniors, 5 juniors, and 5 sophomores, and I would love to recruit a few more, and especially some freshmen.
Yeah.
And it's not too late.
No, that's for sure. Well, thanks so much for coming on, and good luck this season, all right?
Thank you.
All right, thanks, ladies. Appreciate it. Good luck this year. All right, girls cross country with us here. We'll talk boys golf with Lucas Johnson, Eli Pauley coming up next right here on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
In Iowa, we are fortunate to have a lot of opportunities to get involved in at our schools.
Athletics and activities have so many positive effects, from learning how to build relationships and healthy lifestyles,
and gain self-esteem and confidence.
Make participation a priority. You and your school will benefit.
Here's a pop up to right field. Got a bounty, has it, dives to her left and makes a huge win here at the roundhouse. A late play over to first, and they got him just in time. And a save. Ignacio Macias. Hey, hi, Mom. For the golf guys out here at Bobcat Live on KFJB, welcome back in as, I had a lot of fun. I don't remember when it was. Was it last? No, it wasn't last week, was it?
Last Thursday, I think.
I had to do the morning show on Kicks, and I've been doing everything else this week, so I've lost track. I don't even know how it's the 22nd day of August already. I'm sure it's the same for you as the season's already well underway. You're in Cedar Rapids today. How'd you guys do?
Yeah, we're 25% of the way done with our competitions already. It's
wow,
crazy.
That is crazy.
We over at Cedar Rapids, tremendous field over there. We finished 14th out of 18 schools, but shot a 317, a respectable score, and just a great way to see where we're at against the top teams in the state.
Yeah. Lucas Johnson with us here, as well as Eli Pauley. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I had a lot of fun. We were on the par 3 together.
We were.
Out at Elmwood here in Marshalltown last week. And coming up in a couple weeks, we'll have a premiere of our golf along with 9 varsity guys for the boys golf team. But you and I played the 3 together, and we won't say what anybody shot on that hole, but I was impressed. You were cool, calm, collected out there. You look like you've been around the block.
You were calm and collected.
A couple of the guys were maybe a little nervous around the camera, but you were not. So this has been years in the making for you. You rose to the occasion. I'll just say that.
Tried to.
Being able to be out there with these guys. I know you had competitions going on while we were out there. You had the 100-yard competition, I think. It just seemed like a really good competitive environment. How fun is it to play with these guys?
It's really fun to compete with like Joe, Adam, Ty, all the guys. See who can go the lowest in the 100-yard game, closest shots.
Okay. All right. And then I won't say what happened, but Adam Boone had the shot of the day.
Right over the golf carts.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did it, but
yeah.
You'll have to watch because
Putting
it is
clinic out there by him, though. It was an absolute clinic.
It was. He put one well over the green, but he made a phenomenal save. That was fun to see. And you were out there right away. You were helping with the technique. You were explaining the rules in the situation. I mean, you got to. This is a coach who is well versed in all things golf.
Oh yeah, you're always ready to step in and coach. You know, those are the fun experiences for sure. I mean, no spoilers though. I won't say anything about it.
All right, so Eli, first on Tuesday at the Legion, and how have you liked the way your season's gotten off so far?
I've had some good rounds and some bad rounds, but overall it's been pretty well.
That's
Team's
a game of
doing
golf.
Pretty good, yeah. Up and down. Yeah, hit some good shots, bad shots.
Yeah. How'd you play today?
Had a rough finish, but overall I think I played pretty well.
All right. So you averaged 82.5 for 18 holes last year.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get lower than that? Are you pretty good with that?
Definitely got to get a lot lower than that to be able to compete with all the good players.
Yeah. This is a program that's had a lot of really good players in the past. So how much have you learned from guys who have gone before you?
I learned a lot from Ryan, Grant, and all the other seniors as a freshman, and then taking the role to teach those guys how to play is good.
What was the biggest thing you learned from them?
Just course management.
As far as distance,
taking
clubs?
Just taking the right lines, not taking dumb shots. Take your medicine.
I've been known to have a few dumb shots. Oh yeah, I can sneak this through, but I've learned that if you don't do that kind of stuff, it actually pays off in the end. So, I think we were talking to Adam just before that shot happened that just about being able to kind of anticipate, right? Like you've got one bad shot, let's not make it two in a row. That kind of mentality.
Yeah, for sure. In the game of golf, the most important shot is the one right after that bad shot because we don't want to compound errors. And for the most part, our guys have done a really good job at that this year, managing their game, knowing what they're capable of, and playing smart because golf is a game where your intelligence on the course directly corresponds to the score you shoot. So we talk about that a lot.
Yeah. What was the course conditions like over in Cedar Rapids today?
They were good. It was a little breezy. A lot of elevation changes. It was a fun course.
Yeah. So what kind of style of course do you like to play on the
Link
most?
style. Same as today. Love wide open. You can spray it. Hit driver.
Yeah.
Hit it far.
Don't hit a tree as easily.
Yeah, I did hit a tree. I don't know how it ended up in the fairway. Luckiest shot of my life.
Coach, what about you? What kind of golfer are you? What do you like style course?
I appreciate the open courses too. The less trees, the better. That's one of the things about Elmwood that's helped my game a lot. Is there's not as many trees to hit as there used to be. So that helps me a lot.
See, I've never played Elmwood before, and that was my first time. And that's my style of course that I really like. The links are okay. But I really like that, the tight fairways. You got to, really pick your shots. You got to get the right club. You got to be a good judge of certain things, which I'm not always. But
yeah, for sure, you saw it. I mean, that makes our team so much better when we get to play at Elmwood day in and day out, and it's a true test of golf. So guys like Eli who grow up out there become better players because of it.
Yeah, and then also Marshalltown. I see Terry Busby is here. I know that just down the road from Elmwood, there's a course that has the smallest greens in the world, and that will test you like no other. I still have a photo that I've saved from a couple years ago. I literally was off the green. I hit like one of my best shots, and I was off the green, and I couldn't believe it. But that's the thing about Marshalltown. We have, the Legions here. We've got the par 3 course as well. So there's just a lot of really good opportunities to get golf in here.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to American Legion, Wandering Creek, welcoming to us, not only in the summer months, but we're using the Wandering Creek simulator all winter long. And, just benefits our game tremendously as a team.
I just realized we're 10 minutes over. We could probably talk golf all day.
Sure. Sign me up.
Definitely.
I don't think we're boring anybody, at least, so that's good. The rest of the season, you mentioned already a quarter of the way done. What are you looking at your team the rest of the way here? And I know, not to cut you up, but I know you still had some competition last week for some roles at the back end.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, I'm so happy with the competition we have on this year's squad. You've seen it already in our 3 competitions where we've had a different player lead us in each one of the meets, and we've had all 6 of our varsity kids count towards a counting score. So that means so much because in team golf, you need everybody competing, and when one guy has, somebody else picks them up.
Yeah. All right, so does mom and dad golf?
They do.
Okay, who's the better golfer?
Definitely mom.
Mom?
Wow. By a long shot.
Oh, wow.
Not even close. Not even close.
Dad's over there kind of like,
Never beat her. He's never beat her once.
Never beat her?
No.
Wow, that's awesome.
Actually,
Look at
one
that.
time. Apparently one time.
Okay, one time.
I
One
beat her all
time.
the time.
Wow.
She just stand a chance.
Wow. You've never beat mom either? Is that what you said?
She just doesn't place. Never plays.
As far as the rest of the season, as you kind of look at it, obviously, you guys are coming off a year where you're conference champs last year. Want to repeat as that, but then I know you also mentioned, competing with some of the top guys out there. So what's kind of your focus over the next month and a half here?
Just seeing how we mix with the other teams and competing with it. Big test at Fort Dodge on Tuesday will show how we really compete. Today, we were like 12th out of, I don't know, how many, 18 teams was it?
18, yep.
Middle of the pack, kind of. Could be a little better,
Yeah.
but that just shows how we could grow.
And that's where you competed last year to go to state, right? Was Fort Dodge?
Yes, that is a course that we're very familiar with. We get up there quite a bit in Alliance Conference play, too. We were talking on the way home. It's one of my favorite tracks in Iowa. Great greens and great course design. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. What else are you involved in throughout the year?
Not much. Student section.
Okay, all right.
I already got shamed by the girls already once.
Well, you got to have that support out there as well. So
apparently the volleyball student section sucks.
I don't think anybody said that.
I don't know.
You've got some new cheers, though, this year, all right?
I do. I saw that TikTok. I don't
know. All right. Hey, best of luck this year,
Thank
all right?
you.
Thanks so much. And be watching 2 weeks from now, I believe, September 4th, right? That's 2 weeks from now? That's when we will unveil
all right.
the golf outing.
Can't wait.
We look forward to it. That was a fun day. It was a beautiful day because we got out in the morning and it was like 70, and by the afternoon it was like near 90, and it was hot, humid.
Perfect,
So
yep.
yeah, it was a great day. Plus, you were a big fan of at least one of my shots that I had in the day.
You had 2 great shots. 2.
That's the only
they were
2
actually
shots.
Amazing.
That's the only other thing I'll say is I never lost a ball all day, so I was pretty happy. So things were good on such a tight course. So anyway, best of luck rest of the year. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that'll wrap up Bobcat Live from Wayward Social inside Rosie's. Hope to see you back here live right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.